Okay, so here's the question for you folks. Why are men so aggravating? Like, I feel like letting out quite a few F-bombs. And I really like cursed during a debate, but this guy just had me use, I dropped 2 F-bombs on him because I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even, why do you not comprehend the words coming out of my mouth? Like, you're arguing points that I'm not even saying. It was so aggravating. So I went to the tool loan center that I go to. I needed a weed whacker, and I had encountered this man before, and it was an enjoyable, frustrating argument last time because we were talking about Michael Jackson, something that has nothing to do with me. But I mean, he was ridiculous then too. I should have known better. But today's argument was about me, and it just pissed me off because I'm like, you are not hearing anything I'm saying. So I should have known better, because his point with Michael Jackson, he was mad at Michael's mom, Miss Catherine, because he felt that she was impeding his estate from making money. And I was like, how do you think this woman is impeding anything on an estate she's been running for all these years? That is the property of her child, who she most likely ran deals with her husband for. Who knows how, like she's been doing this business for that child's whole life, and you think that she doesn't know what she's doing when she's saying, no, I don't want this because of X, Y, and Z. So we argued back and forth. I had him Google, and it turned out, I mean, he was basically acting like she was boo-boo from the corner, new to this ish, and had no understanding of business, no understanding of contracts, and certainly not estates. Catherine Jackson, y'all. And how dare she make decisions that didn't make the estate money? And I was just like, I mean, do you even know who you're talking about? Like, this woman who birthed the dynasty? this woman who guided the whole dynasty that is still living. I mean, this one son is gone, but the dynasty is still existing. Their music is still charting. And yes, she's probably in care, but whatever decisions she made were solid decisions. I'm going to stand on that. I don't even need to Google anything. I'm just going to stand on whatever Catherine said goes. Just stop. Full stop. But he didn't want me to stand on that, so we had to Google. And it turns out that Catherine had every right, because Catherine was, I think she was like a majority owner of the estate. Like, Michael left his estate to her primarily and then split between the kids. So it turned out that she wasn't just making choices on behalf of the estate, she was making choices on her behalf. And I said, you realize that by leaving his property to his mama, he made sure his whole family was cared for. And that's what that tells me. But anyway, that was the first argument, and the foolish nature of it. Today, I went to borrow a weed whacker. So, I have effectively run through all my little money. And I keep telling people I'm fine with that. I'm fine. I'm okay being broke. I can still laugh. But no, I'm fighting a chest cold, so let me shuffle through this. But no, the work is going on. So this week's question, everyone's asking, house to house, and my answer is it's almost finished. So I can see a light at the end of the tunnel. Looks like a property is listed as in contract on the block for a significant amount of money for this area, that did no work at all. Except I think they upgraded siding and maybe carpet and paint. And I did a full gut rehab. So I'm literally, 2 weeks ago I was floating on air. I'm like, if that little house on no extra land got that amount of money, I'm literally getting exactly what I'm asking, which will pay for all my expenses and give me a profit. So as from the beginning, this property, this investment, this project is a bank account. It's a savings account, and that's the way I'm looking at it. So all is well. So I'm at this tool shop, and I'm trying to borrow a weed whacker so I can take care of my lawn. And this guy who I had seen in here before and chatted with before, we're talking. And I'm telling him, I said, well, I asked, right before I left, it was my fault for asking a question. I'm sorry. Questions keep getting me in trouble lately. So I said, do you two know any laborers, any day laborers? I just need help, getting some drywall into the house upstairs. And they laughed. Oh, well, blah, blah, blah. They chuckle, and they're in the business. One is working actively on the property himself. The other is a tradesman. And the conversation literally went from me asking if they had contacts for labor, day labor, to me going hoarse in the throat because the union guy, who turns out to be a union carpenter, did not understand that what he gets paid is not what you pay someone to pick up a piece of drywall and take it into a house. So I literally went back and forth with this man because he was like, oh, I wouldn't move that drywall for what you talking about. Because I unfortunately made a joke. I had shared with another property owner. And he said, well, listen, he said, sometimes I get people to help me just by offering beer. I said, really? Just by offering beer? He said, yeah, I'll just offer some beer and you'll be amazed with what type of help comes your way. I said, okay. I said, well, my neighbors drink beer all the time. So I think I might be able to get something with if I add some pizza in there. He goes, oh, beer and pizza, you good. they'll do what you want. So I, shared this with the guys, and they say, oh, well, if beer and pizza, you may as well go down to the rescue house and, just ask one of those guys to help you out. And this, I was like, so now I got to go to the homeless shelter to pick up labor because I'm offering beer and pizza? Like you can't just help somebody out because they have a heavy load today and they need help getting something up the stairs. I have to go to the homeless shelter and bring these strangers into my house for that. So that was extreme within itself. But these fellas just kept on going. And then, so the argument became from the contractor that he wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't dare lift up a piece of drywall for beer and pizza. And they need to pay his rate. I said, well, what's your rate? He goes, I got to get paid $100 an hour. I said, are you serious? Yeah, I get paid $100 an hour. I said, so you think that I need to be willing to pay someone's $100 an hour to move material from outside to inside? It makes sense for me. Well, he goes, I wouldn't do it for less than that. Oh, but I'm not asking you, a union contractor, a union, carpenter, to move. I'm asking people who don't require any skill, actually, to pick up a piece of drywall, to move it from outside my house to inside my house. That's all I'm asking. It's a task. It's not a job. It's not the whole project. It's not a contract. It's just one task in a day. That's it. This man went back and forth telling me I don't make sense. And I even told him, I said, last time I had help with OSB, I think I paid between $15 and $20 an hour, and I had quite a few guys help, and we knocked out in quick fashion, and I paid the guys, and that was it. It was just cash. I said, I'm willing to do that too, with pizza and beer or whatever, just to get the job done, and I would need 3 to 4 guys. Oh, for 3 to 4 guys, you don't need all that. All you need to do, and this is the foolishness of it, if all that wasn't foolish enough for you. He said, nope. 3 or 4 guys, I'm talking 70 sheets. Just 70 sheets, this is it. And mind you, my last shipment was 50 sheets. I moved most of that 50 by myself. So one neighbor ended up helping me when it was down to 10 or 12 pieces. And he helped me with those last few pieces on the 3rd day. But aside from that, I moved most of that 50, so about 40 sheets, I moved by myself into the house. And all of those 40 sheets that needed to go upstairs, I got upstairs by myself. Now they're chipped. They're scratched. I even broke one in half, but I got them upstairs. Now, so I'm telling these guys, like, I know what I'm asking. I'm doing the labor. I'm doing the work. I know what I'm asking. Having 3 to 4 men help me with this is not going to take more than an hour or 2 at the most. I know that because when that guy helped me with the last 10 or 12, he did it in 10 to 15 minutes. He was just slanging them off the stairs, boom, 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 and flinging me with it. So I said, I already know, and that was a 60-year-old man. I said, so I already know that is light work for men. It's not light work for me. And if I have 3 to 4 men doing this, they will get it done in a very efficient manner quickly. And the two guys said, no, not me. I wouldn't be doing all that. That's just too much work. And I said, okay, so you've already admitted that you don't do the labor. So, like, you are not understanding anything that I'm saying. I'm telling you, I've done the labor. I'm doing the labor. I'm in this. And it's possible that someone will actually help do something for an hour or less for what I'm talking about. This man had me so frustrated. I was just like, I just stood up. I said, okay, I need to go because my throat, I'm already sick. My throat's dry. Let me go. Why did this man get up to hug me? No, I don't need a hug. And I said, no, I don't need a hug. He goes, oh, and one of the other guys in the room, he goes, oh, she don't even want you to touch him. First of all, I don't know you like that. Second of all, we literally just had a very contentious argument. That did not turn me on. That did not interest me in any type of close person-to-person contact intimacy. Like, how in the hell are you smiling at me after irritating me for an hour, purposely misunderstanding everything that I said? Well, maybe not purposely, because he said, I really don't understand where you're coming from. I said, I don't understand how. Oh, this was the part. He said, so on top of that, so he's like basically pay them his rate to move something, right? And then he was like, well, the easiest thing you can do is call somebody and order, oh my gosh, what was it? Or when you order delivery, have them do, oh, I can't even think of the name. Basically a raise, a machine that will raise the drywall up to the second floor and take out a second floor window and put the drywall through the window, or pull the drywall sheets through the window. That way, he said, that's going to be easiest for you. How is that easiest? Well, all you have to do is take out your window. I said, I'm not touching my window. Oh, why are you being so difficult? Well, I'm just telling you what's easiest. I said, first, you're talking about renting expensive equipment I don't need. Okay? Renting equipment I don't need. Messing with a $1,000 window that costs more than all the material and the labor that I'm planning on buying. And possibly breaking a window I cannot afford right now to replace. Like, why? I said, I'm not touching that window for this drywall. And they're like, well, you're taking more of a risk than having people in your house, to help you move. Da, da, da. I said, I'm willing to take that risk. That's what insurance is for. I'm like, hey, homeowner's insurance, all that, but I'm not going to break a window or risk have someone. Help me. Like, I don't understand. Why was this such a difficult conversation? So my material will cost me about $770. And this man insisted that hiring a lift to get this up there to the second floor, and having just one guy pull stuff off the lift. So how is that easier on one guy pulling 70 sheets off? None of it made sense. So hiring one guy to pull it off from the second floor, hiring the lift and delivery was like $140 or something. Or something like that, right? But when he called the place he goes for commercial jobs, again, I told him, you're comparing apples and watermelons. Like, you are not even listening to what I'm talking about. You're like someplace else. You're not hearing the words coming out of my mouth. You're just in your own world and arguing about something that I'm not even saying. So he called his commercial contact, and basically they quoted him for 70 sheets of drywall, to lift up to the second floor for delivery would be $1,779. And that would be easier for me to do versus $770 plus delivery of maybe $80, $90, right? And I said, you are effectively doubling my costs. How is that easier for me? Like, I don't have the money to double my costs right now. I'm literally talking about beer and pizza because I don't have the money. Like, what the fuck don't you understand? So I'm not talking about beer and pizza because I'm flush in cash and I can afford to pay people actual wages. And you're talking about doubling my costs to have someone lift something to the second floor, have one laborer that I'm still going to have to pay, and risk putting out a window or breaking a window that costs half of what this whole job would be at that point. Like, make it make sense for me. So that was his counter to me asking for day labor. I should have shut my mouth. Don't ask a man anything. Because it just gets blown out. It's almost like, hey, I have a little bump on my wall. I can sort of scrape it with my thumb, but he comes over and just bangs a hammer through it, and now you have a huge hole. It makes no sense. If I could get nearly 50 sheets into the house by myself, and I'm ordering just 20 extra, why would you think I need machinery for that? I wouldn't think I need machinery for that. I would think that I need extra time or extra hands. And that's what I'm asking for, just extra hands. So, yeah, I'm like headachy now. He gave me a headache because I'm just like, the headache came realizing that, first of all, who hugs after an argument with a stranger? Like, I think his name is Carl because he said it on the phone call, but not because I know his name. So, one, we don't even know each other. We've seen each other in this community space maybe 2 or 3 times before, had a conversation one other time, and you're putting up these ridiculous antagonistic arguments over things that I'm not even saying because you refuse to hear the words coming out of my mouth. And then you actually want to touch me. No, don't touch me. Don't hug me. Like, I'm not feeling friendly like right now. I'm feeling very aggravated. And the fact that he was so moved to tenderness to hug me blows my mind. And I said, so were you aggravating me just so you can have a reason to touch me? And they all laughed. I'm just like, I don't like this. I don't understand this. Like, do better. Be a better person. Have actual intentional conversations that mean something, with words that you actually believe, rather than just creating conflict just to create conflict. I don't understand that, and it doesn't impress me. And at one point, he kept on talking about. At any point, he goes, well, I paid someone to sweep up for me $30, and it just took them 30 minutes to sweep. I said, well, good for you for having $30 to just throw away. Because I'm not paying anyone $30 to sweep anything. It's not for 30 minutes. It's not going to happen. He goes, oh, well, you can do that. That's how your blessings come back. That's not how my blessings come back by just wasting money. I'm like, are you kidding me? I said, but I said again, you're comparing apples and watermelons. You're comparing someone with resources with someone with no resources. Because he has said this earlier in the conversation, at any given moment, I have $200 in my pocket. I said, if at any given moment you have $200 in your pocket, giving someone $30 is nothing to you. I don't have $200 in my pocket right now. So giving someone $30 is going to be an issue for me. He understood that. He understood that analogy. But everything else I said just went right over his head. God help him. But anyway, so question, fellas, help us out. Why are you like this? It takes me back to high school when boys used to push me into my locker. I'll be in my locker minding my business, and suddenly someone's running past and just push me into my locker. And what they told me at the time was their friends or somebody close by who saw me get knocked down is, oh, he likes you. Oh, he likes you. It was always the antagonistic, angry, nasty, rude, aggravating boys that liked me. And I just never understood that. Why would you think that your abuse is attractive to me? Why do you think that your indifference is attractive? Like, it's not. It's distasteful. And I'm just like, it's amazing because this man has to be pushing somewhere in his 50s or 60s. Somewhere there. And this is how he's behaving. And it reminded me of a high school boy. Please do better. Be better. Like, I'm just flabbergasted that this was a whole hour back and forth with someone who was really intently not trying to hear what I was saying at all, and kept giving solutions that were so far beyond the need that it made no sense for me or to me. So I don't need advice on the situation, but if you have any input on how you deal with antagonistic men who think that they're being friendly or engaging, please share that. Thanks. Be at peace and escape these folks to keep your peace. Blessings.